right, today we're talking follow-up. You ready? Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video, I want to talk about follow-up. That's right, best follow-up practices. Hopefully you're ready to get into this, and this is one of those foundational pieces of knowledge and real practices that you just can't get away from. You've probably heard it in your business career at some point or another that the money's in the list and the fortune's in the follow-up, right? The fortune is in the follow-up. It's kind of like this mantra that all of us say in business and in sales and in enterprise. And so what I'd like to do today is give you 3 very basic but powerful follow-up practices. And these for sure will take your follow-up game to the next level. And hopefully as a result, your follow-up will yield you some great results in your business, not only in sales, but also in retention. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, consistent communications. Consistent communications. And it's no wonder that I'd start here because this really is the secret sauce. If there ever was one powerful key to all of this thing in terms of follow-up, the word is consistency. Much like anything else in success in business, consistency is the key. And so in this case, you want to make sure that above all, no matter what you're doing, in terms of follow-up, you're having consistent communications. Now, the cool thing about consistency is it really is up to you to decide what that looks like. And hopefully it's one of those things where you're listening to the needs of your customer and you're able to read your customers and prospects to see what type of consistency would work best for them. Just know that whatever it is, any consistency is going to be better than inconsistency, right? It can't be one of those things where you're reaching out to them one time and then that's it. Nothing after that, right? Nothing really happens after one return follow-up call. After one return call, one follow-up email, or what have you. You want to make sure that you're on the dot with it, right? You want to be on the spot regularly. And you can determine what regular is. And sometimes regular can change, but again, consistency is key. Now, for instance, a lot of people will go ahead and do something like maybe after someone opts into their list, for instance, they'll use the next 7 days, one each day, they'll send them a piece of drip content just to follow up with them. Hey, remember me, and let me point you to my offer, and here, if you haven't had a chance to check this out. You know, it's really easy stuff to do, and I encourage you to do something similar. And then once that's done, they will move to either daily broadcast emails or once every couple of days, you know, and that's fine too. You just want to make sure it's one of those things where you don't drop off the face of the earth and then you're coming out of nowhere again, hoping that someone's going to remember who you are. It just doesn't work like that. You have to be visible. As far as consistency goes, the key in this is basically you just want to make sure that you are the most prevalent and visible face when it suits their timing. And that's usually what the follow-up game is all about. Maybe you have a valuable product or service that you'd like to offer someone and they see the value in it, but either the timing isn't right for them financially or some other indicator. And so you want to make sure that whenever the stars align for them, you are the first person that they think of. And the only way that you get to do that is if you're the most visible person. Hence why consistency is key. So above all else, if you get nothing else from this video, just remember that consistent communications is the most important thing. Consistent communications. Number 2, automated communications. That's right, automated communications. Now what's really cool is that automated communications, as convenient and helpful as they are, the big thing that automated communications can do for you is help you in point number 1 in being consistent, right? Especially in the beginning. I mentioned that sometimes when someone will opt into your list, one of the best things for you is to take them through an indoctrination phase, right? And that is basically this series of content where they get to know you, let's call it email, the first 10 days, the first 7 days or whatever. They're getting something consistent from you, and it's a great way for you to build a relationship with them and them with you, right? And so one of the best ways to accomplish this and to achieve this is by way of automation, right? There's a lot of good email service providers out there and autoresponders, and the name is right there, autoresponder, that will go ahead and send out this sequential email that continues to educate them over time. And then of course you can send something regularly later on in a broadcast fashion as it suits your schedule and whatever is most convenient for you. But just know that automation is there when you can go ahead and take advantage of it. The really cool thing about these automations is that it does take place not only in email, but in other ways as well. There's software out there where you can send voice blasts to someone, right? You can use online tools wherein they will take over messaging for you. And it really is one of those things where you cannot afford to not take advantage of some of these great, powerful tools. Automation is one of the greatest keys, especially in the online business space. And why wouldn't you use it, right? It's all about being online. It's all about, clicking buttons things, it's all about automation, and you have to take advantage of this. And so number 2, automated communications. There are tools out there, use them. Number 3, and finally, my friends, diversified communications, right? Diversified communications. And this is very, very simple. Now I know what you're thinking, diversified kind of sounds like it's no longer simple, but believe me, it is once you get a hang of how certain things work. It's time to diversify your efforts. And we're living in a day that I'm finding out more and more every single day. We're living in a day and time where diversification is absolutely necessary. Now, I will always be the guy that says get good at one thing, right? Simple is better, get good at 1 or 2 things at first. But believe me, while that is the most important thing, and I stand behind that, the reality is you definitely have to diversify, all right? No longer is the day where you can just be good at one thing and expect to expand and make it big. It really doesn't work that way, especially when you consider that your prospect are on multiple platforms. And so why wouldn't you greet them and meet them there on those platforms? Hopefully that makes sense, right? So it's one of those things where yes, when someone opts into your list, go ahead and send them emails because you have an email address, you might as well use it. But I would encourage you also to go the extra mile. See if you can find them on social media, find them on Facebook, and bring them into a Facebook community that plugs them in, again, to people of like-minded belief systems and strategies and philosophies. And there you can cultivate a sales relationship, right? A relationship that will eventually turn into a sale. Find them on Instagram, slide into their DMs, as they say, right? Find them on TikTok, or better yet, create content on these platforms and invite them to see you there. Hopefully that makes sense. I did a video recently on this type of topic. Make sure that you check it out. But that's the idea, right? You want to be in all places so that they see you there. Again, this helps you become the most visible face in the room. That way, when it's time to do business, when they're ready to make a buying decision, you're the first face that they see. You're the first person that they think of. Does that make sense? So find a way to diversify, right? Get good at some of these other platforms and some of these other things. And it can be a myriad of different things. There's a lot of stuff out there. I would start with things like social media, the different channels that are out there, but maybe you want to take it to different things, right? Maybe you want to go ahead and advertise a certain way, and you want to start pinging off of the things that they're visiting and targeting those things. It gets really intricate when you think about it, but again, find a way to diversify your communications. Don't just send messages to them through email. Send messages through Facebook Messenger. Send them DMs through Instagram and TikTok and so on. Find a way to get in front of them no matter what the cost, and I promise you that this will pay off in spades. There you have it, my friends. Quick and dirty as per usual. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know which one of these you're going to start taking advantage of if you haven't thought about these in a while. Also, make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.